Hello, everyone. My name is Mr. Lebedinsky, and I'm one of the guidance counselor here at Stephen Lewis. And today, we're going to talk about course selection 2021-22 for current grade 11 students.
Even though we are connected virtually today, we continue to live and work on land that has been shared with us. We attend schools on the traditional territories of the Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe peoples, whose presence in these spaces continues today. We also live and work on the treaty lands of the First Nations of the Williams Treaty, as well as the Mississaugas of the Credit. So we thank them and other Indigenous peoples for sharing this land with us. We also extend a hand of partnership to the Chippewas of Georgina Island, with whom we have a close relationship. We acknowledge this land and the people because the first step to reconciliation is recognizing the existence of Indigenous people. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada calls to action numbers 62 to 63 speak to the significance of education as the key to reconciliation. A shared understanding of how our collective past brought us to where we are today will help us walk together into a better future.
Okay, our learning goals for today are going to be to find out what the graduation requirements are for high school, to research prerequisite courses for our post-secondary pathways, and to choose courses for next year. The following are going to be the graduation requirements for high school in Ontario. You'll need 4 credits in English, 1 for each grade. You're going to need 3 credits in mathematics. That's going to be 9, 10, and 11, or 12. 2 credits in science, 1 Canadian history, 1 Canadian geography, 1 art, 1 phys ed, 1 French, and careers and civics. In addition, you'll need 12 optional credits or elective credits, along with 40 hours of community involvement and the literacy test requirement. You'll also need 1 credit for each of the groups, and group 1 is going to be a Canadian or social science, a Canadian studies or a social science class. It could also be a French or a co-op. Group 2 is going to be phys ed, art, business. Again, French and co-op could be used for this. And group 3 is going to be a grade 11 or 12 science, a tech, a computer science class. Again, French and co-op can be used for one of the groups. If you take a look at a credit counseling summary, and you'll notice the box in red below, it indicates the number of compulsory courses that are required and what you have already achieved towards those compulsory credits. On the left side, you'll see compulsory credits. On the right side, you'll see elective credits. You'll see your current year courses. In addition, you'll see community hours and whether you've completed your literacy test as well. If you've graduated, you'll also see the graduation date on a CCS. In order to be successful, you're going to need to do some research. And one of the best ways of starting is the Who Am I tab in My Blueprint. To find out what prerequisites are required for courses in university, you can take a look at www.ontariouniversitiesinfo.ca. For colleges, you can take a look at ontariocolleges.ca. People who are interested in apprenticeships can take a look at www.apprenticeshipsearch.com. And for those who are interested in starting in college and transitioning or bridging to university programs, can take a look at www.ontransfer.ca. Starting your research should begin with the Who Am I tab in My Blueprint. Okay, you can take some of the assessments and you can see what kind of matches you're receiving to show the compatibility of your interests and your skills in terms of future career choices. The SPARE policy. Students with fewer than 24 credits that have been completed cannot have a spare on their timetable. So you must take at least 3 courses in each semester next year. If you're planning on attending university, I suggest that you take 7 URM courses next year. If you're planning to take private school, you still need to take at least 3 courses in each semester, despite the fact that you are attempting credits at a private institution. Specialist High Skills Major is an interesting program. It's a grade 11 and 12 program. There are 2 sectors offered here at Stephen Lewis. One is business and one is health and wellness. And this is a great opportunity to develop specialized knowledge and skills in a particular sector. You get an opportunity to get certifications and some training that is going to be useful in your future endeavors. And you can participate in a lot of various extension activities. One of the components of SHSM is the completion of a co-op component. So please consider that when selecting courses. If you're interested in the SHSM, you can go to My Blueprint and take a look at the SHSM Planner tab. You can click on that tab and you can find out more information in terms of the pathway for both sectors that are offered. And you can see all the requirements to complete that SHSM program. To select courses in My Blueprint, you're going to go to the High School tab, and you can click on the Courses tabs over here. Note that in grade 12, the only compulsory that you have is going to be English, and everything else is technically going to be an elective at this point. By clicking on the course tab, you can see what the various disciplines are. And by clicking on the different disciplines over here, you will see courses that are offered in that particular discipline. And by clicking on the title of the course, you should be able to see the description of that course and any prerequisites that are required to take that course. If you have taken those prerequisites, then you can add the course to your pathway planner. If you're selecting courses and you get a red indicator, this is an indication that you are missing a prerequisite for that particular course. Now, if you're planning to take that course over the summer, then you can still plan for that course. For example, the grade 12 college English in this case. If you haven't done the grade 11 college English, but you're planning to do it in the summer, then you will get this indication that there's missing prerequisite. You can still submit your courses even though it's showing a red tab by hitting submit a few times, but please note this. If you do not complete that course in summer school, these courses will be removed next year because you do not have the prerequisite for that particular course. Once you have selected all your courses, you're going to review your course selections. And here again, we see that red indicates a prerequisite missing. Okay, things to consider. So if you are going to be a grade 12 student and you're planning to go to university, you must have at least 6 grade 12 URM courses to apply to university. We do recommend that you take 7, okay? It's safer to take 7. If you're interested in some interesting programs at colleges, you can consider taking dual credit courses. Dual credit course is basically you get a a credit as an elective for high school, and you can attend a course at one of the local colleges. Okay, if you're interested in this, please see someone in guidance. Apprenticeship programs are also, something for some to consider, and if you're interested in this, you can always talk to someone in guidance. A key thing to remember and to consider is that you will need to research what your future pathway requires in terms of requirements. So some programs require a specific number of math courses. Other programs will require portfolios. So please do your research so that you know what is expected of you in terms of courses next year. Okay, so you can go on My Blueprint and start selecting courses, but you can't submit at currently at this time. The first day that you can actually submit is going to be February 16th. The last day that you can submit is going to be February 24th. Now this year, we are not requesting the signed course request forms. So you do not have to print off your course request form and to have your parents sign it. But you do have to submit. And the deadline for submission is February 24th. Okay, I mentioned previously that research is going to be very, very important. You should spend some time on the Who Am I tab in My Blueprint. If you're interested in what prerequisites are required for the program that you're planning to take for university, you have to know what they are before you start selecting your courses for next year. So please visit www.ontariouniversitiesinfo.ca for universities and www.ontariocolleges.ca for college programs. Again, people interested in apprenticeship programs should take a look at www.apprenticesearch.com. And if you're interested in starting in college and bridging or transitioning to university at one point, you should take a look at www.ontransfer.ca. If you have any questions, this link will provide you an opportunity to write out your questions, and we will do our best to answer them. Now we're going to take a look at the Ontario University's info site and the Ontario Colleges site to take a look and see where we find the prerequisites for programs that we're interested in. If you are planning to go to university, you should begin your research with the Ontario University's info site. So if you're going to be interested in, let's say, accounting, type in accounting and we can take a look at, let's say, Ontario Tech University for accounting and see what the requirements are. Okay, so you should be at a minimum in the low 70s in grade 12 in terms of those 6 URM courses. And what those requirements are, well, you need 6 grade 12 URM courses. English is required, okay? And you need a minimum 60%. And you need one of the grade 12 university maths with a minimum grade of 60%. In addition to the course requirements, we can see language requirements. So for example, if at Ontario Tech University, if you've completed less than 3 full years of study in an English setting, then they will request English proficiency proof from you. In addition, we can take a look at admission and we can see their policy on failed and repeated courses. If we take a look at another university, I'm just going to scroll down for a moment. For example, business at McMaster University, you will see that this is the average, okay? This is a minimum average. This is what you should be getting or planning to get in grade 12. And if you look at the requirements here, here's the grade 12 English, University English, and they have 2 specific math courses that they expect you to have, okay? So please make sure that you take note on Ontario University's info on the prerequisites that are required for the programs that you are interested in taking. If you're interested in college programs, you should be spending some time on ontariocolleges.ca, and we can click on programs here. We'll take a look and see. I'm just going to choose accounting since, and I'll take a look at accounting at Seneca. And if I scroll down, I'll see admission requirements here. So in order to take a business program at Seneca, you need to have a high school diploma. You need to have a grade 12 college English or a university English. And you need to have a grade 12 C or U math or a grade 11 U or M math course. Okay, so we can see the admission requirements that are required at these colleges. Okay, please note that colleges also offer degree programs. So if you find that getting into university might be too difficult, you should be taking a look at the degree programs that are offered in the colleges, as well as spending some time on the ontransfer.ca site. Hopefully this gives you a good introduction to course selection for grade 12. And please note that we do have that Google form where you can submit your questions, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. Thank you, and have a great day.